Dear friends, I am Father Mantra and I warmly welcome you to Bodhini, the Neural Chapel, also known as a PNC, a sacred space where the timeless teachings of Jesus Christ meet the profound insights of modern neuroscience. In our last reflection on the parable of the sower, we identified the sower as the author of life, the seeds as carriers of divine spark, each representing a human person, and the soils as the human condition, our families, cultures, emotions, and inner climates. Everything that shapes how we receive divine life. The divine sower sows lavishly without discrimination. Some seeds fall on the path, some among thorns, some on rocks, and others on good soil. But the haunting question remains: why does the sower scatter the seeds without first inspecting the soils to see if they are suitable for growth? Because the divine presence cannot be contained or restricted. The author of life desires that his spark fall everywhere, even on the path, even in barren places. Nothing lies beyond his love. Today, we turn our attention to the most vulnerable of all, the seeds that fell on the path. In CBS Lesson 3, the pathway is not a place for growth. It is a place for passing through. It is made for movement, not for rootedness. It belongs to everyone and to no one. Its surface bears the footprints of countless travelers, men, beasts, cars, and seasons. All leave their marks, but none remain. It is a ground made callous by overuse. When the seeds fell on the path, they landed upon this unguarded terrain. They are the forlorn, the unprotected, the unhoused souls of creation. They have no fence, no intimacy with the soil, no inner dwelling where they can hide and germinate. They long for soil but find only footsteps. They desire silence but receive only noise. They yearn for intimacy but live in exposure. In Matthew's Gospel, the seeds on the path were eaten by birds of the air. Luke adds a further note: they were also trampled by passers-by. Now the image becomes more brutal. The seed on the pathway suffers a double assault. It is crushed from below and consumed from above, from ground and sky, from earth and air. Its life is assaulted before it begins. This is not mere agriculture imagery. It is a spiritual anatomy of aborted life. And yet, this wounded seed mirrors another sacred tragedy. When the very wombs meant to create life become places of rejection, the tragedy of these seeds is not that they fail to grow. It is that they never had the chance to grow. Before they could touch the tenderness of the soil, before they could encounter the intimacy of darkness, before they could break their shells and release their inner light, they were already devoured and trampled. Their story ends where life was meant to begin. They were denied the one thing every living being requires: the sacred interval of hiddenness. For without that hiddenness, growth cannot begin. Growth demands enclosure. Germination needs darkness. Transformation is always born beneath the surface. The moist secrecy where silence and warmth embrace the seed. But these seeds, fallen upon the open path, never entered that sanctuary. They remained in the daylight of exposure, public, unprotected, and unrooted. They never knew the burial that precedes resurrection, the descent that allows ascent. They never tasted the maternal closeness of the soil, the dark womb where identity dissolves in order to reform. It is within that dissolution that true transformation begins. They never heard the whisper of roots or the hymn of hidden life. They died as seeds, not as plants. Their death was premature. A seed does not grow on the surface. It must not only fall to the soil but also be buried within it, hidden in darkness beneath the womb of the earth. This darkness is not a death, it is gestation. That is sacred hidden stage before life emerges. Only in that enclosed space, under warmth and pressure, can the seed break open and sprout. The same is true for the human child. The mother's womb, the fetus grows in darkness, protected, nourished, and surrounded by warmth. Yet growth is not automatic. The fetus depends entirely on the mother's cooperation. She provides everything: nourishment, oxygen, temperature, and safety. Without the care of the womb, life cannot unfold. In simple terms, seed must be buried, surrounded by warmth, moisture, and nutrients to sprout. Fetus must remain hidden in the womb, receiving oxygen, nourishment, and protection to grow. Both wombs, of soil and of mother, are sacred spaces of transformation. They provide the conditions for life to break open and to grow. When either womb is closed, hardened, or interrupted, life is stopped before it even begins. But when the sacred rhythm between the giver and the receiver of life is disrupted, the womb itself turns against its purpose. The seed is no longer received, it is rejected. The warmth of shelter turns cold. The quiet chamber of formation turns into a chamber of destruction. The womb becomes a slaughterhouse, not by nature but by interference. It happens when the cooperation between life and its host is broken. It may be through fear, the fear of responsibility or shame. It may be through force, when a woman is violated or compelled. It may be through pressure from family, society, or economic burden. And sometimes through convenience, when life is reduced to a personal choice rather than a sacred trust. In each case, what was designed for creation becomes a site of termination. The same place that once formed a heartbeat now silences it. The same hands that were meant to protect now participate in destruction. Just like the path in the parable, hard, exposed, and unreceiving, the womb loses its softness. The seed, still divine in potential, falls there but cannot take root. It lies exposed, helpless, and destroyed before it can live. Thus, the womb, once the most sacred chamber of human beginning, becomes a slaughterhouse, where life is entered in the very place it was meant to be born. When life is interrupted at its origin, the echo is not confined to one body. It reverberates through creation itself. The soil and the mother share one cry. When their wombs are violated, creation itself bleeds. Dear friends, the seed on the path and the unborn child in the womb share the same mystery. Both are divine beginning awaiting human cooperation. Both are entrusted to a womb, one of soil, one of flesh. Whether either womb closes. The sower grieves, yet he does not stop sowing. And yet, divine generosity does not cease in the face of rejection. It continues to sow, to hope, and to heal. For every seed lost, he plants another. For every womb that hardens, he waits for one that will open. Every seed carries his image. Every womb is his temple. Every act that protects life is his own hand at work. The soil and the mother, the womb of earth and the womb of woman, belong to the same sacred mystery of creation. Both are called to receive, not to refuse. Both are holy. In our next reflection, we'll explore the sower's silence and two voices from the path. Thank you.